Let's go ahead and call this meeting to order. This is our Tuesday, April 13th, regular meeting of the Mason County Commission. And Commissioner Trask, would you do us the honor of leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I am here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
Commissioner District 3, Sharon Trask.
Present.
Okay, welcome everybody. We're going to go ahead and move on to item number 4, which is our correspondence and organizational business. Do we have correspondence to come before the commission?
We do. Jim Morrell, CEO of Peninsula Credit Union, sent in a letter regarding House Bill 1590. Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board sent in the following: a marijuana license application for Laughing Grass Marijuana Productions, a change of location for Twisted Sisters Garden, and a liquor license for Westside Pizza in Belfair. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission sent in an emergency action plan update and annual status report for the Cushman project. And Public Utility District Number 1 of Mason County sent in a letter regarding Canyonwood Beach water system.
Is that everything?
That's everything.
Okay. Next up is item number 4.2, proclamation, National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week by Commissioner Schutte, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's a proclamation recognizing National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week as April 11th through 17th, 2021. I'll read through the proclamation. Whereas emergencies can occur at any time that require police, fire, or emergency medical services, and whereas when an emergency occurs, the prompt response of law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency medical personnel is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property. And whereas the safety of our law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency medical personnel is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from residents who telephone the MACECOM Emergency Communications Center. And whereas public safety telecommunicators are the first and most critical contact our residents have with emergency services. And whereas public safety telecommunicators are the single vital link for our law enforcement officers and firefighters by monitoring their activities by radio, providing them information, and ensuring their safety. And whereas public safety telecommunicators of MACECOM have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients. And whereas each dispatcher has exhibited compassion, understanding, and professionalism during the performance of their job in the past year, especially under difficult circumstances, therefore be it resolved that the Board of County Commissioners declares the week of April 11th through 17th, 2021 to be National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in Mason County in honor of the dispatchers whose diligence and professionalism keep our community and residents safe. Signed this 13th day of April, 2021.
Excellent, thank you. Is there any more correspondence or organizational business to come before the body?
There is not.
Thank you. We're going to move ahead on item number 5, which is our open forum for citizens input. This is the opportunity for the citizens of Mason County or abroad to be able to have a quick conversation with the commission regarding any item that is not on the agenda. If it is on the agenda, we ask that you hold off and you'll be given an opportunity to speak at that time and to testify. With that being said, there's only a 3-minute allowed for the purpose of discussion. With that, a total of 15 minutes. Is there anybody in the public who would like to speak to the commission at this time? I don't see anybody holding hands. Anybody you want to just unmute yourself and make your name be known? Hearing none, then we're going to go ahead and move on to item number 6, which is our adoption of today's agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for the adoption of today's agenda as presented. Any additions or pulls? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion, any opposed? The motion carries and the agenda is adopted. Item number 7, approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of March 2nd, March 16th, and March 30th, 2021 regular meeting minutes as presented.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded for the approval of the March 2nd, March 16th, March 30th, 2021 regular meeting minutes with no additions or pulls. Any comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion carries. Next up is item number 8, which is our approval of the action agenda. All items listed under the action agenda will be enacted by one motion unless a commissioner or citizen requests the item be removed from the action agenda and considered as a separate item. This is where you'll have an opportunity to testify if you so choose. With that being said, we'll read each of the items to the public. We'll ask you if you have any questions that would help you to decide whether to take it off for a separate vote. But if you want to testify, we ask that you take it off, please, for a separate vote, and you'll be given your opportunity. With that being said, I will read items number 8.1 through 8.6. Kevin, Commissioner Schutte, if you don't mind, would you read 8.7 through 8.12? And Commissioner Trask, if you would read 8.13 through 8.18. With that being said, 8.1, approval of the warrants and treasurer's electronic remittance. Claims Clearing Fund, warrants number 807-8593 through 807-8967. The amount, $477,427.47. Down Salary Clearing Fund, warrants, none, total electronic remittance, $166,899.82. Item number 8.2, approval to call for a request for proposal to obtain a contractor to provide $5,000 worth of essential items and services equally split between the north end of the county and the south end of the county to the poor or infirm with a preference towards veterans. Item is number 8.3, approval of the resolution creating a 5-member redistricting citizen advisory committee consisting of 2 members nominated by the Mason County Democratic Party, 2 members nominated by the Mason County Republican Party, and a non-voting chair selected by the previous 4 members who were put forward. The Mason County Auditor's Office shall provide staff to support this committee. Item number 8.4, approval of the contract between Carpel Solutions and Mason County Public Defender's Office for Defender software and installation. Item number 8.5, approval to apply for a grant from the Homeland Security Federal Emergency Management Agency for a fully equipped 29-foot life-proof response patrol vessel suitable for operations in the Puget Sound. Item number 8.6, approval to set a public hearing for Tuesday, May 25th, 2021 at 9:15 a.m. to inform citizens of the availability of funds and eligible uses of the State Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, and receive comment on proposed activities, specifically funding the Community Action Council of Lewis, Mason, and Thurston counties, as well as receive comments on the 2020 program.
Item 8.7, approval of the resolution adopting the Mason County Commission correspondence policy for inclusion in the Mason County Code. Item 8.8, approval of the Consolidated Homeless Grant for the Housing and Essential Needs Program, contract number 20-46108-20, Amendment B with the Department of Commerce, and contract number CAC 2019-2021.1, Amendment 3 with Community Action Council. Item 8.9, approval to set a public hearing for Tuesday, May 11, 2021 at 9:15 a.m. to consider approval of an ordinance combining existing shellfish protection districts into a single district model and establish a reliable funding mechanism. The ordinance includes revisions to Mason County Code Titles 3 and 6, adding Chapter 6.88 and revising Chapter 3.172. Item 8.10, approval to designate the Mason County Economic Development Council as Mason County's Associate Development Organization for the 2021-2023 biennium. Item 8.11, approval of subaward agreement number GRT 21689 between Washington State Administration Office of the Courts and Mason County Superior Court to increase services to Family Recovery Court with funding for additional staff hours. And item 8.12, approval of the private line occupancy permit, granting permission to run utility lines under and across Northeast North Shore Road for address 9661 Northeast North Shore Road, parcel number 32224-51-01002.
Item 8.13, approval to set a public hearing for Tuesday, May 11th, 2021 at 9:15 a.m. to amend the 2021 annual construction program and 2021 through 2026 six-year transportation improvement program. Item 8.14, approval to authorize the Deputy Director for Public Works, Utilities, and Waste Management to advertise a request for proposals for the hauling of biosolids and execute a 2-year agreement with the option to renew. Item 8.15, approval to subcontract with Crossroads Housing and Shelton Youth Connection to administer the Treasury Rent Assistance Program grants for fund in the amount of $3,459,027, intended to prevent evictions. Funds are administered by the local government Coronavirus Relief Fund through the Washington State Department of Commerce. Item 8.16, approval to authorize Frank Pinter, Support Services Director, to apply to the Department of Commerce via the Zoom grant application process by April 30th, 2021 for the CARES Act Community Development Block Grant, CV2 Coronavirus Grant to extend and enhance CV1 program for Mason and Lewis counties through Community Action Council of Lewis, Mason, and Thurston counties as subrecipient using CV2 funds. Item 8.17, approval to reclassify the administrator, probation, and juvenile services from salary range 40 on the non-represented salary scale to Chief Superior Court Administrator at salary range 43 and place the incumbent in step 4, effective April 16th, 2021. Eliminate the Superior Court Administrator position on the non-represented salary scale upon retirement of the incumbent, and create, post, and fill a juvenile detention manager position at salary range 29 on the non-represented salary scale. Item 8.18, approval for the chair to sign the letter to the County Road Administration Board that returns rural arterial program grant funding for County Road Project 1993, Shelton Matlock Culvert Replacement Project at milepost 8.03.
Thank you, Commissioners. With that being said, I just want a clarification that item number 8.17, Commissioner Trask read it with a change that fixes a mistake that was put in there by changing it from step 3 to step 4. She was fixing the changes, fixing the broken part. With that being said, is there anybody out there in the public who has any comments or would like to have any item taken off for a separate vote? Any of the commissioners have any questions or want an item taken off for a separate vote?
Just a quick point of clarification, I guess, on item 8.17.
Yes.
Where does it say the step 4? The briefing documents all say 3.
I had a clarification brought to me this morning from Frank that it was supposed to be step 4.
Okay.
And I asked Commissioner Trask if she would read it into it as step 4 at the request of Frank.
Can Frank maybe just speak to that real quickly so it's clear for the public what's happening?
Frank, are you available there to be able to answer that question? Let's have, if you don't mind, Commissioner, we'll pull that one off for a separate vote and we'll have somebody go and get Frank. Will that work for you?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, there's Frank. Okay. Frank, if you don't mind, could you please clarify the change from step 3 to step 4? All the documents say step 3.
You're muted.
And you're frozen. Frank, would you like to step into my office if you can hear me?
Let me poke my head out real quick and I'll.
Okay. Come in. Come on in, please. So we'll come over here and we'll wait for Kevin to come back on. Right there. That'll work.
So
Kevin, are you back?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Frank's now. That's Frozen Frank and other.
so the analysis that was done for the placement of this position should have reflected a 10% increase, which would be to a step 4. So the financial analysis shows and the reorg chart shows that it is a 43-4. Unfortunately, the document read 43-3. So the financial analysis that was presented with the savings was calculated at a 43-4 step.
Does that answer your question, Commissioner?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. With that being answered, would you like to remove it for a separate vote still, or?
Oh, no, I just wanted to have that clarification for the public.
Perfect. Okay, is there anybody who would like any item taken off for a separate vote? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of today's action agenda items 8.1 through 8.18 as presented.
I will second.
It has been moved and seconded for the approval of the action agenda in its entirety, 8.1 through 8.18. With that being noted, are there any comments?
I just have a quick one. Would really like to thank Crossroads and the Shelton Youth Connection and for the TRAP funds and being able to distribute those to so many people that really need our help during these hard times. And so appreciate them reaching out and for all of their hard work for the people in Mason County.
Thank you. Any other comments? I have one. I just want to, aside from dittoing what was just mentioned by Commissioner Trask, I want to thank the EDC. They have done an exceptional job this year, and I can't thank them enough for stepping up the way they did during the pandemic and making the contacts that they did with the community, and the fact that we're going to continue to enter into a contract with them just shows how wonderful that they are. But again, I need to thank them because my community knows a lot of them by name now, and that's the way it should always be, I think. Any further comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? The ayes have it. Next, we move on to item number 9, other business, department heads and elected officials. Are there any department heads or elected officials who would like to speak at this time? If you do, I ask that you would please unmute yourself and say your name, and I will call on you. I see Patty on here. Did you have anything you wanted to say? If you did, just please unmute yourself. And okay, hearing none, we'll move on to item number 10, which are public hearings, and we have none. So with that, I'll move on to item number 11, which is our board reports and calendars. Commissioner Schutte, would you start us off? Commissioner Trask second, and then myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Looking ahead over the next 2 weeks between our meetings, after our meeting today, I have a meeting with Evan Bowder from the Mason Conservation District, and then a MACECOM board meeting. Have a housing, workforce housing meeting with Kyle Cronk from the South Sound YMCA, as well as a Skokomish Restoration Acquisition meeting. Also have a meeting of the Thurston Mason Behavioral Health Administrative Service Organization Board. Also have a meeting with the Army Corps of Engineers regarding the Skokomish project on our briefing day next week. Then a follow-up meeting with SC Johnson and Mason County Garbage on the recycling pilot program, as well as restarting our Mason County jail study with KMB, and a Mason Transit board meeting as well. Follow that, we have our RIA 14 meeting for our vote on the REC plan, as well as a Hood Canal Coordinating Council board meeting. Also have a meeting of the Mason County Republican Party, and the my bi-weekly check-in with leadership at the Thurston Mason BHASO. Then back for our commission meeting at the end of the month.
Great. So speaking of the EDC, I have lunch with them today. We have our EOC meetings Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, meeting with DNR with Lisa Anderson. Have a Lions meeting, a Shelton Dementia Study Group, Social Services Task Force meeting, Courthouse Security meeting, the Mason Transit Pre-Agenda meeting. NACO is having a National call regarding ARPA, the new funds. I'm having lunch with Pam Voles, DNR meeting, another DNR meeting, board meeting for Turning Point, have LSC meeting Friday. I'll be attending the gala Friday night. Then we're back here for Monday on our briefings. WASEC's virtual assemblies. WASEC they have pop-up meetings as well. Public Works Board traditional meeting. Then the KMB presentation, Mason Transit Board meeting. We have a LTAC meeting, AAA Area Agency on Aging meeting, another LSC meeting. We have those every Friday. I will be going to Kitsap on the 25th to meet with their women's club there. Some pretty amazing meeting. Back here for our briefing on Monday. Community Action Council meeting, and then we're back here on Tuesday for our commission meeting.
I myself had a meeting with the Mason County Sheriff's Office regarding body cams. Peninsula Regional Transportation Organization Executive Board meeting. I met with several of our state representatives for discussions regarding the Gorse Coalition and the Belfair bypass. I met with developer group in regards to housing, both North and South Mason. Briefing, left board meeting. We had met with a group regarding a welcome center and perhaps the creation of one for Mason County. Mason County Housing Authority, Economic Development Council, Gorse Coalition, another meeting with the Mason County Sheriff's Office regarding cameras, briefings, and that brings us to what's coming up next, which I may attend a WASAC virtual meeting where we may be on the same call, Commissioner Trask. Meeting with developers again to talk about some of them. We're going to go over some of the properties down here. Let's see. Olympic Regional Clean Air Authority. I have another Peninsula Regional Transportation Organization meeting. Our briefings, then Olympic Regional Clean Air Authority Finance Committee. We have a meeting regarding the Mason County Jail and what the future of that may look like. Mason Transit Authority briefings and North Mason Community Voice. Then we do it all again. With that being said, is there anything anybody would like to add?
I did forget to add that I'm meeting with city council members and business owners regarding the, I don't know if too many people know, but we have joined partnership and with Dean and Jackie Jewett, and we will be helping, or it'll be the Mason Hotel. So pretty excited about that, but we're talking about the future. Shelton is known as Christmastown. And so we are meeting to help promote that. The city has a vision project that they worked on in 2015. And so we will be helping with that and helping move that along. Pretty darn excited about that. So
now you said we've joined. Do you mean the commission?
Oh, no. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ted and I.
Okay. I have a better understanding then. Thank you. I missed it. But it's a worthy project though. Absolutely. So, all right. Is there anything further? Then we will go ahead and entertain a motion.
So moved.
I have two motions to adjourn. I'll second. With that being said, hearing no objection, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Everybody have a good day.